9, 10. Oh, so he has Extinction Event. He picked the wrong number. What's going on, everyone? Refined Wilson here. Last night I hit Mythic with Mono Green Devotion on Arena. Everyone thought Mono Green Devotion was kind of dead. However, since Outcaster Trailblazer and Leyline of the Guildpact have been printed, it's made a bit of a resurgence. So here's a quick rundown through the deck. It's got 8 elves, helps us accelerate, provides devotion. Invasion of Ixalan, very versatile cards, looks at the top 5. You get a permanent, either a land or a creature, and it sits in play, also providing devotion towards Nykthos. Nykthos being our most important land. It is legendary, but it very easily generates 10 plus mana, and then we have ways to either get more Nykthos into play with Cavalier or Kiora to untap. In the 3-drop slot, we have Outcaster Trailblazer, which mimics the Kiora static ability. Also provides a green mana when it comes into play. It can also be plotted, which does have applications if you don't want it in play just yet. Kiora, one of the original mono green cards. It's quite good. Anytime you play anything bigger than 4, you draw a card. Also untaps permanents, which is important with Nykthos, but there are times when you want to attack with a Cavalier and you untap it. Old Growth Troll, very, very good card in the deck. Provides 3 devotion, 4/4 trampler, and you don't really mind when it dies because it comes back attached to a forest and it still provides the 3 green devotion. Moving on, we got Leyline of the Guildpact. You usually want this in your opening hand, provides 4 devotion, but there are situations where you will cast it. Cavalier of Thorns, it's a 5 mana 5/6 reach. Also looks at the top 5 cards, and you can put a land into play from them, untapped. So this is a very key card when you want to churn through your deck with multiple Nykthoses. Storm the Festival, very similar card to Cavalier, except this gets 2 permanent cards. Notice the entire deck, everything is mana value 5 or less. So Storm the Festival can hit pretty much every single card in the deck. Our finisher for the deck is Ulvenwald Oddity. It's a 4 mana 4/4 trampling haste 4/4, which again triggers Kiora, triggers Trailblazer. But the flip side of it is a 7 mana. You flip it, it's 8/8 trample haste, gives your team +1/+1. And also trample haste. The deck can very easily churn through the deck and put all your creatures into play. You just need a way to finish off the game that turn. Elesh Norn is a one of that we play. Just it's a very good against the mono green mirror, but it also has applications against Amalia, other come into play effects. Being able to turn theirs off and double our own is really strong. It's also a 4 power creature, which also triggers our Trailblazer and Kiora. And when Elesh Norn comes down on her, she doubles her own come into play trigger. Moving on to the sideboard, we have 3 Pick Your Poisons. Very strong card against the Vampires deck. They do have artifacts, and they do have Fable of the Mirror Breaker. So all 3 abilities are quite relevant against the Vampires deck. It's also good to kill a flying creature against mono red, the slick shot show-offs of the world. Tail Swipe, another card for the mono red, mono white matchups, but also for Amalia. Being able to kill one of the key creatures on a key turn, which is why we're playing this instant version of Tail Swipe. Emrakul is another card for the mirror match. Against mono green, if you can get to your Emrakul and kill your opponent with their own Elesh Norn and deck them. The Stone Brain is a very good card, again, also against Amalia, but I do like it against some black decks as a way to get rid of Shieldred or Extinction Event. Unlicensed Hearst, a good card against the graveyard decks. Usually we're talking about Phoenixes. There are some black-green decks that operate out of the graveyard as well, which Tranquil Frillback also helps against. It's another very versatile card, kills enchantments and artifacts, exiles graveyard, gains life. It's very good against the red decks. A second copy of Elesh Norn for the mono green mirror, and 2 copies of Cityscape Leveler, which is really strong against the mono black discard decks, the black red vampires, the black red mid range. So with all that, let's get into the games. 3. This goes turn 3, 4 mana. No, I need 1 more. Well, this is a terrible matchup to start the day. So my best bet is probably just yeah. So we'll just plot this, play this. Next turn we can generate a lot. Play Outcaster, cast Kiora. Oh, Jesus. Are they gonna do it? Am I dead? 5 mana. They have 5 mana, so pretty much it's an end step. Almost positive it's an end step Court of Calling. So basically the only way I can get around this is if I somehow end up in a situation where I sneak in Elesh Norn into play. I mean, was there any merit to storming first? Flashback storming first? 1, 2, this is just a bunch of draw triggers. I didn't get a Kiora or another storm. No, because they have Amalia. They can tutor Amalia. Which I'm just trying to think is, do I have any way out of getting them a 20/20? Because even Old Growth Troll comes into play tapped. Whatever. Just play like they don't have it. Kiora still gives us a chance, right? There we go. Now this is like gonna be like my entire deck. Yay, I stole it. It was just what am I taking out? Because Trailblazer is pretty integral to the whole deck. Yeah, this is pretty slow. I guess we'll keep this and pray we hit. Wow, we hit it. If we hit a forest, we just play Elvish Mystic. So do I want Lair or do I want Forest Llanowar Elvish Mystic? I think I just want to get max creatures in play because next turn, this making 9, 10, 11. 11 turns this, transforms this right away. Innkeeper 2. Amalia, gain 2 life. One, two, three. If I draw a land, okay, that's kind of a gamble, but if we can win if we can hit well and win right away. Is this what do you call it? Boseiju. Oh, they didn't Boseiju. So I kind of want to play Old Growth Troll, and then pretty much Oddity is going to be more than lethal. I guess it still is. So that's an extra 2/2. This would be 8, 13, 13, 19, 21, 23. So they're forced to block, but Amalia can block, and it's pretty much not lethal anymore. Do I storm again? I think them pausing for that Boseiju really scared me. What's it called? Store. What's the freaking green card called? Old growth? No. Did any of you guys help me? No one helped me. Wild Growth Walker. I mean, if it's not lethal, I might as well. Wow. Way to make a bad matchup good. Macmula. This is not bad. Yeah, we need it on green. But turn 2 invasion. Talia. So that makes Kiora much, much worse right now. Which is fine. We'll just Trailblazer here. Ouch. That's a pretty aggressive start. So here's the thing. I could play this. And then I can also play this. This is something interesting that's only Sunken Citadel. Ku Kenny, how are you? That's something only this Sunken Citadel can do. Shout out to Ku Kenny who helped me set up this nice camera suggestion. All right. Untap this one. And then let's just storm. See what we hit. Okay, so we can either double Oddity or we can Oddity Nykthos. Keep this one. Draw our 2 cards. Play our land for the turn. So this doesn't really do much for us. I think I'll just pass and then end of turn Oddity. But then that reduces my... Let's see what they do here. They might want to get aggro here, right? Nope, they don't. I don't know if this is the right call. This reduces my devotion by 2. This costs 5 mana now. Alright, let's untap this now. What are we working with right now? We should have played this Elvish Mystic first. That was really poor. It would have netted me an extra 1 mana. So Storm would basically tap me out. Whereas I can play Kiora. I'll draw 4 cards. I have not played a land this turn. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we can double invasion. That double invasion gets me... It digs 8 cards for Nykthos. 3, 4... let's just double invasion first. Of course we don't hit one. Of course we don't hit one. Kiora. So we have 30 cards in our deck. We're drawing 6. So that's like a fifth of our deck. Kiora. Untap this. But first, I'm going to play another one of these. 26. I've played my land this turn now. So any... Yeah. That's not a big problem. I just don't want to deck myself is the bigger problem. But I can basically play every single Llanowar Elf. And then I can Kiora. Kiora untaps this. I think I have lethal. Like, he has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 toughness. So call him 34 life. Yeah, call it 34 life. Did I have another oddity in hand? I have lethal as it is. King, what's up? We are playing some mono green and... Nebrios, how are you? What's it? Today's Wednesday night. So Friday afternoon, I'm pretty sure I have Magic Online early access for Bloomborough. Oh, right. Hey, how about those subs? How about you send them my way? Oh, I guess you can still sub to yourself. Tail swipe. So I find it hilarious, but this card, when you play this against yeah, but Magic Arena is dumb. Like they invite a very, very small amount of people. They don't offer any realistic way of getting on there. So it's essentially like, okay, it's Aaron Philly. It's E Philly playing with like the same 5 dudes. So yeah, Arena, yeah, they've done a really poor job of kind of. All right, how are we doing this? Do I want Nykthos? It doesn't draw me any cards, but like I can't win this turn regardless. So I might as well try to maximize my chances of winning the next turn. All right. Doesn't matter. He exiles 1. I still have the other 3 devotion. I'm actually going to keep this. It's only missing, well, I guess it's missing a few pieces, but the fact that I have Leyline, Invasion, and Citadel, of course I draw that of all things, another Leyline of all things. So now I have the Nykthos, and I'm essentially... Oh, okay. That stinks. Leyline, or Liliana. Alright, can we draw some... I totally didn't realize he played Field of Ruin. Yeah, pretty much. But that was pretty dumb of me to play the Nykthos into Field of Ruin. I wasn't really paying attention. Now he might as well just discard. He knows he's getting 2 mana from this. Not bad. Well, better lucky than good. So part of me wants to just decline here. Like the decline there, it makes his Liliana much weaker. Like instead of, and Waste Not, like instead of giving him 2 mana or a 2/2. Yeah, especially if he got a 2/2, like that's a blocker. So that's 2 Nykthoses down. Do I want... Let's do this. Because then we draw a card. So I always want Cavalier last. Stonebrain, it's good to either hit an extinction or a whatchamacallit. Extinction event or Sheoldred. Sheoldred is actually very surprisingly very strong against us. Go for the throats. And Llanowar Elves are actually really bad in this matchup. Like, they turn on a lot of their removal. Nice. I don't want Pick Your Poison. Unless I know they end up bringing in Graft Diggers or Damping Spheres, which is another, like, nice... Ugh. So I feel like I have to play one now. Because I'm essentially into go blank territory. If I play this land and then Leyline, I'm left with just 2 Nykthos. I'd rather him waste a turn Field of Ruining, because then he won't be able to... I guess he would if he had an untapped source. And this kind of helps me thin out my deck, too. Of forests. Yeah, I would have cast it if I had something. So I'm not even just... I'm leaving myself go blank safety net. Yeah, looking like they can... They actually might. That's good. So they gives them 2 more mana. So I can blow up Waste Not or Bank Buster. Yeah, yeah. Now that he's got Waste Not in play, I just kind of want to... I kind of want to empty out my hand so Waste Not does nothing. Of course, we draw. So now it becomes a question which...
Do not touch me again.
I think the Nykthos is more important. I don't think I'm getting all the way with Lair of the Hydra. Okay, he's gonna Grier reach me. I hope I draw Storm the Festival. Storm. Oh no, he went Castle. Wait, did he Liliana first? Why didn't he Grier reach first? One, like, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 10, 11, right? Like, I should be able to draw. Like, oh, there's the damping, see? Nykthos. That's pretty good. He gets to cling. Or he can Bank Buster as well. I'm pretty much like one Storm the Festival away from just going off now.
I'm tired of your secrets.
That's close. My bad. Nykthos is Garbo now. Four. Okay, so we're basically in a spot where I don't think he can double cling. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 with Kiora. Alright. That's the perfect time to not draw a land. Two, 4, 6, 8. I don't have 11 mana as is, but if I can just flood the board with like a bunch of creatures at this point, sure. At this point, if I draw a land, I can Leveler, kill this, untap 2, 4, 6, 8. Untap Sunken Citadel. Yeah, probably. Like, the correct move was to escape this. Timmy. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can storm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why would you tap? Okay, at this point, I might as well blow up Bankbuster. Oh, he already had down to his last one? Whatever. Like, he can have a ridiculous waste not turn. Like, get a billion cards right now. Like, if they had Shieldred and, like, well, there's part 1. So that might have been a mistake too. Okay, so you get to draw 2 cards. I lose 4 life. Or he gains 4 life, I should say. And pass the turn. Alright, good night. Good night, legitimate. Sure. Drawing the cards is really a detriment right now. Well, looks like we're drawing them anyways. I think I'm just going to continue going for invasions. I should have won. And maybe, you know what? Maybe I should have blown up Damping Sphere instead. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Ten. 2, 4, 6. I guess Cavalier will play the Llanowar Elf. All this is going to do is kill a zombie, I believe. Which is fine. I mean, we want to keep the zombie population lower. I'm really upset with how the auto tapper... Sure. Yeah, pretty much. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, so he has Extinction Event. He picked the wrong number. What do they mean? What do the numbers mean? Oh, man. I mean, that was game 2, and I should have already won it, so... I should have won that game as it was. So... It's an okay hand. Yeah. You know what? Against a Thoughtseize deck, I'm happy I kept 7, even if it's like a so-so 7. So I don't know if it's black-red or black... Oh, it's vampires. So I guess the biggest question now is, will they have a turn 3 Vein Ripper? If they do, we probably lose. Sure. So I'm fine dropping a troll. It's extremely difficult for this deck to deal with, especially when they're land screwed. There's a preacher. Four. I can't reliably pray that they'll block here. I can't get an old growth into play though now. Yeah, that's good. Now that we got the second old growth. Yeah, anticlimactic, but honestly, I should have won that game like a bunch of turns ago when Fable. So they drew their red source. I don't think that's enough, man. I'm just gonna not win, but this is pretty close to it. I get so tunnel vision. Like, I don't look at black-red vampires as a deck you'd normally want pick your poison against. It's a very narrow, like, enchantment hate. But the whole point is to hit a... The whole point is to hit a Vein Ripper off of it. This is gonna die. Grafdiggers. I guess we'll grab Kiora. Fable. Karn was alright. So I kind of don't want to let him have a Sheoldred's Edict. Especially since he's drawing a couple towards it. Wow, you're gonna really go through all those hoops to fatal push my old growth troll. Oh, Grafdigger is very smart. Yeah, old growth troll Grafdiggers is a very obscure one, I'll say. Do. Ooh, you're not gonna like what's in the hand, bro. I guess this Reflections is actually going to be very trouble. Wow, I can't believe it, but they're probably going to win this with, like, these tiny little dorks in a Grafdigger's cage. Probably should have attacked for 4. Oh, yeah. That silly face. I need to make that as an emote. Alright, so I can make him sack an enchantment. I should have played Kiora first. That was really poor of me. Had I played Kiora first and played this, I would have guaranteed myself 1 card drawn. Sack an enchantment. Okay, Sorin. Vein Ripper. So we kind of have, well, he's gonna pump with Sorin and just kill Kiora most likely. Okay, I don't even think if I played that Kiora turn correctly, the Trailblazer turn correctly, I don't think I would have won. Like, once he gets Sorin Vein Ripper as well. Yeah, that kills 2 creatures. And then we die to 7 lethal. That's pretty smart. This point has been very, like, it's very resilient deck. It's 4 mana, do nothing anyways. It's funny enough, this is the correct way to do it in case I need to Boseiju something. 5. I could play Cityscape Leveler next turn. Not anymore. Alright. Let's do this. So this might seem really bad. Okay, that's much better. Getting a storm in the graveyard. Sorin, Vein Ripper. Kalidas. Ugh. Okay, that's a bit better. Another black deck. No Fatal Push. Now, Bone Crusher. It might be a Bone Crusher hard cast. Another Bone Crusher. Well, now we have our 5 mana next turn if Mystic doesn't die. And we have 6 mana if we draw a land and Mystic doesn't die. And Kiora, I suppose. Okay, so it looks like we're just gonna go straight for the storm now. Drop 8 power into play. Draw 2 cards. Yeah. It's a blue ribbon today. Blue ribbon day today. I'd rather function than be able to stone brain them. I guess you just gotta make them have it. Cut down. It's not good because we can't play Old Growth anytime soon. I guess the Trailblazer. Ooh, this is good. I'm gonna sleep well tonight. So yeah. That's sus, man. Leaving the man open. Sure. I'm okay with that. Get me a green. Play Old Growth Troll. Play this tapped. So as long as this doesn't get exiled, we're probably going to be able to cast some number of spells next turn. Timmy, getting a pack. I'm starting to run low. So hopefully at pre-release on Saturday I can... Well, I've kind of limited everything to pretty much one per... I think it's limited one per person, pretty much. I mean, you could make an alt account and... Wouldn't be much I could do. Alright. Trailblazer. Add a green. 1, 2. Let's storm. Oh my god. That's a terrible storm. All right. As long as they do not... If they don't win next turn, we essentially win the turn after. What's your local beers for everyone who's in chat, like if you're from like a faraway country, tell me your country's beer. And then if you're in the States, just tell me you're idiot. The guy didn't have a blood token, and he blood tithe harvested me. Alright. I think that is game, my friend. Alright, let's start with that. I could play Nah. Let's storm. This is another garbage, another garbage storm that was. Sure, we'll keep it. Oh, baby. On a restless vent. Is that like just black, red, mid? Good evening, squirrel. Wow, that's aggressive. I'm glad I was able to catch a bit of your stream. I don't follow EDH extremely well. Untap. And let's just play this out. We'll pass. We have 6 for next turn as long as they don't kill an elf. Okay. Yeah, EDH I find hard to follow at the best of times. And then there's like 4 decks I really don't know what the hell's going on. So I kept you on in the background at work anyways. If they make me sack a creature, this is going to be a tough choice. I guess that's the correct decision. It's a pretty good turn. So it's a lot of cards to draw. I was thinking, if I draw a Nykthos, then I'm in easy street. So we'll play Cavalier, because we know exactly where we stand. Like, if we... You should be able to see the deck list somehow without... Like, from the screen there. Leyline of the Void. That is a terrible card. If you can't figure it out, but I think there's something you can click on the side that will show you my deck. But if not, I'll reveal the deck list momentarily. Nykthos, 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 Nykthos. See, somebody found it. Exiled Nebula. What are you gonna name? Please name Nykthos. Probably Kiora. Very smart. In the off chance I hit a Nykthos off this, I want to be able to cast Cavalier. Thank you so much, Nebula. So there's like two, like, I wouldn't say big, but they play mono green in Pioneer. One, two, three. Play this. Add 12. This becomes an 11/11. I guess I might as well go here. Completely fine with that. I still have lethal next turn. If you're gonna copy that deck, I don't even think I'm close to that. That's a keeper. Oh, sure enough, right? We match right into it on the draw as well. Jeez, this is gonna be a rough one. Well, I guess there's no... So I think next turn is Old Growth Troll. How do I look at my... Jesus. Limited. Yeah, we might be dead. Like, Mono Red is actually a tough matchup. Like, he's one monstrous rage from... Like, that's lethal right there. This is... I suppose Old Growth Troll on turn 2 plus some tail swipes may just help us get there. That's pretty good. We really need a forest. Soul Scar, that's the worst possible card too. Okay. That is a start. Next turn, we're probably going to tail swipe the Ferocidon. And then we'll make him sack that. Sure. Sacrifice a creature with flying. All right. We are off to the races now. At this point, we've kind of... Sure. You seem... Seems like the wrong time for them to be playing it. They're playing it from behind, essentially. Wow, now they're just locked out of the game. Nice. All right. This is a reluctant keep. Playing for Mythic. So we drew our land, which was a big, big help. Now we just need a Nykthos. Well, we are quite lucky. I think we're going to be getting Mythic. Oh, man. That was unexpected. Get lost on your Leyline. Give me a land. Okay. You kidding me right now? Alright, Ferocidon's trouble. So what's that? 8? Leaves me at 4? Okay. 6, 10, 12.
Nature flows with vigor.
Storm. Yes! Mythic!